Thank you guys for joining us at the Seat at the Pod. And today, as y'all see, our seat is filled. Today we have Miss Asia Kendra joining us at the pod.
Yes. Hi guys. How are you?
So we are
looking pretty.
So let's get right into it. So we are discussing the blessings after taking a loss. Okay. And so today Asia will be sharing her story.
Yes.
But before we get into that, let's talk about her accolades, okay? Because this Miss Business Coach, Miss Hair Guru, Miss Billionaire, like, let's talk about it.
All right, cool. So, first of all, my name is Asia Kendra, but some people call me Asia, some people call me Kendra. They're both my names. I don't mind. But I am a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for 10 years now. Actually, this weekend just hit the 10-year mark, and I'm going to be celebrating it. But doing hair is not the only thing that I do. I feel like it was the stepping stone, and I'm gonna go back in time a little bit. I was actually a singer before I did hair. I went to LaGuardia for performing arts. And I feel like that's where it all started. I feel like the school was so liberal and it allowed me to be exactly who I want to be, and if not more, and just find myself. Yes. And it helped me with my confidence to be in any room, no matter if I know them or not. And not only that, singing alone, performing, I feel like I translated that through my business. And when I became a hairstylist, it was no different. Meeting people, making them feel beautiful. This is just who I am and what I do, even outside the salon. And it was the stepping stone to everything else in my life, because I met so much people. I had so many opportunities. I'm even thinking about it like throughout the day, like, whoa, like I came a long way from my mother's living room kitchen all the way to my own salon. And that experience alone was just mesmerizing. I've been doing hair for so long and doing a business to the point where people are like, Asia, how'd you do it, right? They always ask me, like, can you teach me the ways? Because I saw when you were in the house and I saw when you got on that stage. What is it? So that led me to starting a virtual college to help young women, or even older than me, how to do hair, but not just how to do hair, but how to run the actual business. And I feel like this is something that's not common in the industry. I can teach you how to put a wig on, but you still will need to know how to run that business. The back end, exactly. Like, how do I even get the client? I mean, I know how to do a wig, but no one knows me. Right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be different, because I see everyone's teaching how to do hair, but no one's showing them the backside, like
and
you said.
The brand identity.
Yeah.
Because you are your brand identity.
Correct. And I think that's so important that you said that. I want to piggyback off of that. That was one of the main things I've noticed with my students. They don't even know what their brand is. They don't know the persona of the brand. Who are they selling to? Exactly. And that's all back end work. Exactly. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get into the nitty gritty of things, and let me show you, before I show you how to put that wig on, let's see if we can create this persona. Who are you selling to? What is the brand? What does it stand for? What's the mission? And I feel like that right there is really where I'm at right now. And I love it, because I don't know, it's something about going through the motions with, my clients and seeing, let's build this brand together. And then watching them take what we built into something so much greater, and they even find themselves through it.
Nice.
Because I always say the brand is not the product, it's you.
Exactly.
I wouldn't buy products from anyone if I don't know who's running it. And this is all a part of my story, like from singing to performing to doing hair to being, on stage, and opportunities that I used to dream of. I'm like, oh my God, I look up to Tiana Taylor, and then I see her in my DMs, looking to get her hair, and it's just like 360 moment, to teaching other women, and even having the goals of becoming a physical school one day, I am 26. Just wanted y'all to know I'm young, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it. I've been doing this for 10 years. So as you know, I've been 16 years old hustling. And I think this also comes from the fact that I come from a Caribbean background, and my mom is a full Trinidadian lady. Like, she was hard on me. I was hard on myself. I just always wanted the best. And that hustling mindset came from the family. And I feel like that's why I'm always doing something. I can't be idle.
Okay, so I want to know, who is the Kendra, or Asia? Who is Asia before she even went to LaGuardia?
Good question. Asia before LaGuardia. I was always in different activities. Like I did African dance class, I did tap. I was just always finding something to do. I even learned how to play the flute and, the African drums. I love music. I love arts, and I feel like it's a really good way to express myself through non hands-on work. Dancing, singing, even a little acting. Like these are things that I did even when I was 5 and 6. And I feel like that's why I can't stay still, because I'm a creative, and I feel like us as creatives, even when we're still, we're thinking of something like a song, a moment. People say like I act like that's a raven because I'm very like I am animated.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm always doing something and I can't be still. So me as a kid was like 10x of that, because at that point there was no bills. Okay. No stress.
No bills, no payroll.
So I was outside like having fun. And another thing too is family time. A lot of times we would have events for no reason. Like it could be, a family reunion and stuff like that. And those were more of times where I'm able to just be myself, be around others who are also creative, because music runs in my family. And arts run in my family. So I'm like, I can't get away from it. It's within the blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was me before hair was even a thought.
So when did you, okay, so I'm going to ask, and this is me assuming. So would you say that as you was, being your creative self in LaGuardia, doing your thing, singing, did you want to become a singer? Or what was something that you wanted? Was being a hairstylist something that you wanted to do? Or was it becoming a singer?
So I'll say this. You ever saw that kid in high school that always come late and in the class not paying attention, got a little mirror in their pocketbook and doing their hair, making sure they look cute? I think, honestly, if I was being honest, I think that's where the hairstylist part of my life kind of trickled in, because as a performer, you got to look good. So I was like, you know what, since I have to always get dressed, let me just be hands-on and do it myself. I'm home watching YouTube videos. How to do your own makeup? How to do this? So I'm always trying new things. Again, arts, right? Because makeup is art to me.
Yeah.
And so I was in the mood of, I want to become a singer. I want to be on stage. I love the spotlight, the dream girl singing, and you, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to do that. But I'm also really good with hands-on work. Like, even to be a little off topic, like I like tech. Like I can play with phones, I play with computers. So I feel like my hands is another prized possession that God gave to me as a talent. And I was mingling between, okay, I want to be a singer, but I love doing makeup and I love doing hair. It didn't really become a separation until I started profiting off of one and not the other, because singers don't really get paid like that. They like to use this to sing beautiful songs and like dinners and spots. You know what I'm saying? And so when I did like my first ever client, I'm like, oh, I can make a little cha-ching off this. I'm like 16 at the time. Finding a job was not that easy, and I also feel like, why not profit off something I'm good at?
Right.
How can I charge to be a singer? So I think that's when life started really shifting for me. When I was like, I want to be a performer. I love doing this, but I'm really good at, doing hair, and I'm growing in that side too. So it's time to make a choice.
Right.
Which was hard, because I wish I could be everything that I want to be.
So I find it interesting because when I was in high school, I didn't realize that, like where I am now was really a play off of the things that I had to let go, and like the things that I lacked it when I wanted to do something else, and so I picked up on it, and then that just so happened to be like what I call my purpose. So like in high school, I wanted to be a model, so I was modeling. I was photo shoots, yeah. But then I realized a lot of the clothes that I wanted for the photo shoots, it was non-existent. Or it was existent, but I didn't have the funds to go get it.
Right.
Which led me to start to sew. And then now I'm sewing, and now I'm here years later. I found my purpose through a lack of something that just was not accessible to me back in high school.
Wow. I like that you said that, because I feel like a part of me did that, not because it was a lack. I never thought of it that way, because it's like we had a problem, we solved it, and now that same problem is probably for other people. They don't know what they want to wear, and they don't, they would want something custom or something that fits them. And I feel like that's what it is for me with hair. I feel like hair is universal. I feel like it brings confidence whether you're a woman or a man. I feel like it is your expressive, item that is on you, that is of you, that shows who you are, and it never goes out of style.
Right.
So being that I was in that hair world, for some reason it's just like watching the transformations was so beautiful. Just seeing people always smiling when their hair's gonna feel better, whatever problems they had left the door. And it's crazy because when I was singing and when I was performing, I feel like I did the same thing but with my voice. Because a lot of people say like you have like a very angelic voice and it makes me feel a way. And I'm like, I always leave a mark on someone. Whatever I do and I put 10 toes down, I'm determined. Right. If I say I'm going to be in Target next year, best believe you're going to see my brand in Target. And I'm going to say claim it. I'm going to claim and believe it. I think it already happened. You know what I'm saying? And I like that you said from lack, your purpose came through that. And I feel like that's kind of how life works. I did not plan to be a hairstylist, but I don't regret a moment of it because guess what? Now I've grown my following to over 100,000 followers, and I could drop an album today.
Hello.
I can go back to singing.
Hello.
So maybe I needed that stepping stone to build the audience, to build the leads, the viewers. People are watching me every day. They're waiting for something new. I think at this point they're looking for something else because I've been doing hair for quite some time. And if I drop an album, they gonna get thrown. You know, like Jessie Wu. I don't know if you guys know her, but I did not know she was a singer. She was a comedian, right? She was making us laugh, and then one day she started singing. I'm like, oh, she could sing. She could sing. Like, you know, a singer knows a singer. You can hum a note and you'll know. Oh yeah.
But you see, even in some of her skits, right?
Yeah.
You can hear her. She was jokingly.
Right. Which is the singer's thing. Because we laugh, sing, we sneeze, sing. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all gonna throw it in there every once in a while. I was like, yeah, no.
Right. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like everything happened for a reason. I am right where I need to be. I'm learning to be more in content. And I'm like, guys, I have a lot of following. Do you realize that if I was singing first, you got to build the audience? And that is not that easy, especially in the music industry. But now that I'm a hairstylist and I'm meeting all these people, I can start, I'm humming while I'm doing people's hair. And they're like, you know, they're like, can you sing right now? And I'm like, they're not going to put me on the spot. I didn't even warm up.
And then you got to just,
yeah, no, for real. I'll be joking and stuff like that. But it's like I said earlier, if I was to drop a song right now and it sounds fire, I have enough views for it to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
So maybe this was the stepping stone to go right. Because I'm not going to lie, guys. Singing is something I don't need $1 for. It's my passion. I love it. But I haven't been singing for so long that I kind of lost it. And I don't remember what it's like to be in that realm because I've been in the hair world for so long.
Lost what exactly? Lost
the momentum of it. Because when you're in... All right. How to explain this? When you're singing, when you're in music, when you're in art, when you're doing the clothes, and we're going to get into this later with owning a store and being around new people, you kind of lose your way through life a little bit because you're doing everything else. You're growing up, new, events, new things happening to you. So there was a point I didn't even remember I sang until I mentioned what I used to do and it clicks. I'm like, oh my God, I really was at one point a singer only, and I feel like days come by and I hear a good jazz song or, like alternative R&B and I'm like, yo, I miss this. I miss being in the studio. I miss going to like listening parties. And that's when I'm like, whoa, my life changed. And it made me sit back and it kind of humbled me a bit. And I'm like, a lot has happened. So what I mean by lose is like, I almost forgot. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I love doing hair and the experiences is totally different. I even end up going to Grammy Awards and stuff like that. And it's like, what if I was in the Grammy Award as a performer, but I was in there as a stylist?
Right.
But it's like, I'm in the same rooms. You get what I mean?
You want to be overall. It's just now.
At that path.
Exactly.
But life is just real funny and you kind of make it what you want to make it. If I want to get back into being a singer, I can, but I haven't done it in so long that I need to get back that momentum. And it might cost a sacrifice to stop doing hair.
See, that's
time.
We're gonna get you right.
Right. I'm like, you're talking to the right group.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, when you go through life, guys, and life puts you in all these moments and decision making, you're growing up, you realize, oh, we the next adults, for real. We the ones doing the same, these kids, like, a lot has changed.
Mhm.
And it's like one moment I sat down and I looked out the window, I'm like, nah. When I was singing, the people I met, the people I attracted, people around me don't sing. I miss my singing friends because we would joke. It's just different.
I want to piggyback. Yes, because I realized that I've allowed when I allowed so many distractions to come into my life, whether it was good distractions, bad distractions,
Mhm.
right? Because I don't believe every distraction is a bad distraction.
Right.
But the things that I was entertaining, like it started pulling me away from all the core values that I loved. And I guess when I say it like that is bad distractions. Because it's pulling you away from like I love this, and now I'm taking all these other routes, and it's pulling me in all these directions away from the things that I love. So like back to when you mentioned about we didn't get to talk about stories and stuff like that, but in the growth of all these other things that we done put ourselves into, it's like after losing it all, it's almost like I was rushed back into the things that I love. Like, because now I could focus. It's like, okay, well, because I have to ask myself, who are you without all the accolades, all the business, all of this and that. Who are you? Who is Kiana? So
that's crazy because
when you can answer that, when you actually sit down, it's like, now you can really start attracting the people who fits who you are.
And it's not like, you the business
who the business was, who this, because now you have all these surface level friends because of your business, because of what you can do for them, not necessarily what they can do for you. And it's like you in rooms, but it's like you still don't feel fulfilled.
Yes.
And now when you let it all go, and it's like, okay, well, I'm a creative, and I'm a creative in all things. Right. It doesn't matter what I'm creating. I'm creating whether I'm cooking, I'm making a dress, I'm shooting, I'm doing what I'm still a creative.
Yes.
And it brings you back the joy. It's like the joy that you get, the peace that you get after letting go of everything you thought that you were supposed to be doing, that you thought you wanted because it fit that vision. But it's like, but is that the vision though?
Right. This is crazy that we're even talking about this because for the past few weeks I've been reading, I've been looking at the why. We even had conversations on the phone. We had girl chit chats because there was a point where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I did everything I wanted to. At one point I prayed for this, but now that I did it, what's next, right? And it kind of made me, instead of going forward, I had to step back because at that point, I have accomplished so many things, but let's get into that loss, right? Mm-hmm. Loss, it's not really a loss, but it is, but it's not, because in the loss, I gained peace, I gained clarity, because when you're in the shining light, when you're on that stage, because being the popular girl, I'm on the stage, I'm always... I think I created a persona by accident on purpose of who Asia Kendra is, the girl on Instagram, right? Not the girl in high school making beats on the table with a pencil, not the girl that's on the block having fun. It's Asia, the girl who's on Instagram, who looks perfect, whose life looks amazing, and I'm like, woo, I almost got lost in that reality because I was living it. I mean, I was actually doing it, but then after a while, I'm like, okay, could make all this money, but it's like, I'm not happy for it. I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same. But I didn't realize it until when I lost something.
You had mentioned something about content, right? And so I just want to share this quote with you from this man named Muji. And he said, happy is to be content. Content is to be still. Yeah.
That's neat.
You said yes. Yes. Because you realize that when you are not consumed with tools, when you remove yourself from all the chaos that's going on, right? It's like you really find peace. That's true happiness. I mean, how much more happiness?
No, for real.
And it's like when we actually, especially as entrepreneurs, we don't give ourselves a day off. Even when we're on vacation, we're shooting content. What they say, everything is content. No. Sometimes it's to sit your ass still.
No, for real. No, for real. I feel like calling it out is making us do it all the time. It's like a manifestation in itself.
It's like, how are we outworking God?
Literally.
Even God took a day off.
Literally.
And it's like, here we are, everything. Work. Go. Oh, I sleep when I sleep. I take a break when I take a break. Oh, I don't even think I could fit you in my schedule because everything is booked.
Yeah.
Take a day. So,
right.
I know we were switching gears to the store.
Yes, but I actually wanted to piggyback off what you said.
Oh, sorry.
No,
okay.
you're good. You're good. The conversation's getting juicy. I'm just joking. But I think this goes and ties right back into what I was talking about with loss. I said I gained something grand, and you would think it's more money or freedom. It's the peace that came with it. It's the stillness. I actually enjoy the simple things in life because being on go, doing all those great things that I've accomplished, loved it, don't regret a day. But sitting outside here in the birds chirp, beautiful. Seeing the sunset change different colors every day, beautiful. Like
if that's our sun.
Conversation we're not ready for yet, but you get what I mean though, right? Like nature to me is so calming, and that's also peace in itself. Like the trees listen. The grass listens, the flowers listen. Why are we the ones that don't listen? We don't. We are hard headed, and when I say we, I'm gonna be honest because this is a safe space. We, the Black community, all of us are living off the winging it lifestyle, the hustler mindset. Like I was talking about this with my mom today, and she was telling me like, even Asian people have order, laws. We have laws, but we don't actually do them and abide by them within the whole community. You can go to any store in town, and if they're from a certain descent, they all got the same vibe.
Let me add. I want to add to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because we don't follow. First of all, we don't follow the laws
of life.
Then we also don't even follow our own laws that we place on ourselves. We'll sit here and say, "Oh, I'm not eating such and such." And here we are. Somebody. First of all, let me say it this way. Okay, this is where a lot of us fall. Okay, we will say, "I'm not drinking anymore." Oh, but it's somebody's birthday. Oh, it's happy hour. It's.
We always.
Oh, I had a stressful day. I need a drink. And it's just like, yo, you literally just told yourself you was not drinking anymore.
Right. But you know what that comes from? Discipline. And I feel like being in this industry, losing things woke me up. Like, Asia, get it together. You have things you need to work on. And the things you need to work on is actually reflecting on your business.
Yep,
if you're bad with time, your business not on time.
Yep.
You have organizational skills you need to work on. Your business is a clear reflection of that.
Yep.
The people you meet, this is something that really touched me. You know when you're outgrowing people and you always wonder why, like, damn, I know this person for 15 years, but we not clicking no more. It's because when you were that person, when you were unorganized, when you were doing these things, you were attracting the friend, the people in your life, the acquaintances that all match that energy and encourage it, if anything. And then you start to fix and change these things, and now you're like, I can't keep going around this person. Every time I want to go somewhere, they late. I mean, I know I was late at a place, but this is not who I am. This is not the identity I made for myself today in this healing process. Because healing is something that also came from the loss. I was not healing, but I'm healing now. And through this process, things are not aligning with me. And it's crazy because I just realized that these are the people I was around daily.
And so no problems.
No problems. And we kind of became one. Like, you know, when the lingo starts to match, you know, and the persona starts to match. And that's when I'm like, loss is not really a loss. It's actually a big win, right? And I feel like the persona that I am now, the things that I do now, I love the business side of me. I love the things that I've done, but then I start to ask myself, are you around me because I'm Asia Kendra on the gram, or are you around me because we kicking it, we cool, like not a dime is in your brain right now? And that's when I was like, oh damn, everybody around me is around me for the incentives.
Of course.
They're here to get something out of this.
It's a game.
And I'm like, oh wow.
That was from earlier, remember?
No. Should I share that?
It's a safe space?
Yes,
So it's
out.
funny you say that.
I'm sorry, that was so bad.
No, it's funny you said that because I had received a random DM sometime last month where this old friend of mine reached out and said, there's life changes happening that I want to be a part of. We should catch up.
Wow.
And
what does that mean? Wait, can you say that one
yeah,
more
let me
time?
run that back.
Let me marinate that real quick.
There's life changes happening that I want to be a part of. We should catch up.
That was true intentions. I mean, people do tell themselves.
Let me tell you this, because one thing I pray about constantly is for one, God to, speak to me, and also transparency. I think with anybody I meet, I'm always like, listen, transparency, like honesty. And I believe that where I am right now in my life, it's like the transparency and the honesty is like, it's like almost like word vomit from people. Like they probably don't even know that's why they're being so honest. That's something I'm constantly praying for because I want to know. I want to be able to, you know what? I want to make a decision. Yeah. Do I want you around? Do I not want you around? Am I okay with this? Am I not okay with this? Right. And I don't want to wait to find out. Yeah. I'm not in that space. Not so anymore. When she said that, it threw me off because I'm like, at first, the old me was like, yeah, let's go for a drink. And let me say this, not even in that moment, I didn't think about, okay, it's not necessary for you to have a conversation. I want to hear her. I want to see what is she talking about. She was going with that. Because you have me on social media. I don't post. What am I posting? Like, so, yeah. It's like, I'm not posting anything about my private life or my next step or like, oh, hey guys, I'm about to do this. Or it's everything. If you go to my timeline, it is biblical. It is spiritual. It is. So I was like, what are you talking about? What do you know that I don't know? Right. Or what do you want to know? Exactly. What is it that you want to be a part of? That's reverse psychology. Sometimes people ask you so you can just blurt it out. Mm-hmm. And it's like you have no access here. Right. And you want it for whatever reason you want it. Right. But that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, I did not. Like, I ended up not meeting up with her, and it's important for us to know to not go back. Yeah. Like things ended for a reason. The same with the ex. The same with a season. The same with whatever it is that we lost. It's like it ended for a purpose. It's a bigger purpose, whether we want to learn from it or not. This is where being still matters because now you can reflect, you can heal from it, you can grow from it, and you know not to go back. Right. And it literally just, how to say this, complemented what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. And what you just explained was discernment. I think discernment is so. What's the word I'm looking for? People don't realize the power of it. Like, your intuition is always right. When you declutter the noise. Correct. It must come after that because you can't let things come in if you still got weight. And that's why loss is so good. Mm-hmm. I think when you hear loss, it has a bad annotation to it. But I think of loss as a good thing. I thank God for the loss. A lesson. Yeah. I think that we should call it lessons or just call it moments in time that must happen. Exactly. Everything goes up, everything comes down. Everything has left, everything has a right. So we have to go through this in our lives because, when they say character development, they love Latin out that word, but it's true. Mm-hmm. For every moment, it's like you're sharpening your knife. Right? Which is why you was able to see that text and respond differently. You're responding in your 2.0, right? And that's where I feel like I am. Everything I ask, why are you really here? Or sometimes I don't even ask anything. I just hear you talking. I see where you're going with the conversation. I'm like, oh, got it. Yep. I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Oh, I know where you're going. Even like guys I've talked to, like they will hit me up like, hey, big money. And I'm like, what does that mean? Right. What's the big money? Watching? Like, I don't get on my business. I don't really post myself like that. And like you said, but you know what I've learned, and this
situation that you went through, explain that. Sometimes when people no longer have access, it makes them want you more, and they start to really dig deep and try to, hey girl, it's been a minute, you know, smile in your face, but in the back of their head, what is your motive?
Exactly.
And you know what? I don't even want to know. I'm just gonna leave you right where you should have stayed 5 years ago. And that's why I love how my life is working right now, because now the people who are coming in my life, they're coming in with good intentions, and I feel it in my stomach.
Yep.
And the ones that don't belong, something always happens, because I pray for discernment. And as soon as it happens, something weird happens immediately after with the person or the person that I question. And I'm like, I'm at peace.
Exactly.
I don't have to question anyone in my circle.
Nope.
Right? And that's why I cannot wait to, you know, go into my 2.0 fully when I'm like done healing and stuff like that. Because I really want to make sure, are you here because you just see me with Asian Doll and their Clermont twins and you trying to get a season ticket to the Grammy Awards? Because, babe, I'm not even that invested in the celebrities as much as you think. I'm here to work. Exactly. You're here to get an Instagram video that you was outside. You know?
See, I feel like a lot of that comes with, back to like when we lose things, a lot of people have this idolization around the things that we have, and they need to understand, and we all need to understand that everything is just an experience. Like, we're not here to just have things forever. The same how people, we live and we die, is the same cycle with everything that happens in between life. Right. So how is it that we think that, oh, like, okay, well, I'm here, I'm always going to be here? That is not true. That is not true. That's not even true for the billionaires. They once was here and dropped here. And how many billionaires you know are going bankrupt? Wow. Losing everything. Right. Doing like,
that's a season,
it's literally a season. And you just have to learn to, all right, I'm going to let go. I can't sit here and hold on and fight for this thing that's literally just might be killing you. It's killing you, and you over here like, no, let it go.
And the moment you do let it go, y'all ever heard that quote where it's like, sometimes holding on hurts more than letting go? So sometimes you have to create the loss.
Exactly. And let it, as soon as you let it go, just to continue that, right? It's like you grieve, because we talked about grieving, y'all, okay? You grieve, you understand acknowledge what you are feeling, and then forgive, okay? You take the lesson, okay, well, I saw a repeated cycle. I saw where things was going left. I acknowledge the whole situation, reflect, and then let it go.
Yeah, it's a process.
Like, it's not as easy as just like, no. Reflect, understand what you're feeling, acknowledge the feeling, pray about it. Okay, now
clicked.
Yeah, I grieved it. I let it go. Now on to the next. Okay, so walk us through like you moving from your mother's house into your salon, and what that process was like. And then I want to know, what was your aha moment to having to actually close down the shop?
Okay, great question. So it was in the course of the entire COVID years where I had this salon. So let's start there, right? I opened it literally the month COVID started. So that alone was an impulsive decision. It was quick, and it wasn't something that I prepped myself for, but it happened and it worked for the first 2-3 years that I had it, where clients was building anyway. Clientele was growing, sales were going up. So having a salon actually was perfect. It was allowing people to come in, get their hair done, do the things that, you know, they want. I even created content. I even built more relationships with other stylists because it was so huge. I had over 14 girls working in there, nails, hair, you know, lashes. So it was just like an ecosystem I created for myself that I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But I didn't realize the preparation was very much so needed. And throughout the process of having a salon, it's like I was learning to run the salon while having it. And it costs. Learning costs. Because that's when I realized, like, whoa, I need a salon manager. I need someone to actually run it, because I'm wearing all these hats. I'm the salon manager. I'm still being a hairstylist. I'm still mentoring the girls in the shop, making sure everyone's okay, keeping my name alive, because people could tarnish your name working in your business. And these are things I did not think of said when I opened the salon.
So what was it like having employees, from the vetting of them, and also just having them work with you on a day to day?
Good question. So having employees was quite the experience. And I say quite the experience is because, again, like I mentioned, I had to learn things as I'm running it. So I'm used to working by myself before I had the salon. I'm used to being the only employee. So you get to see people, personality traits, habits, even just having your business being ran and seeing, is it elevating? Is it being stagnant? Is it backwards? So having employees and vetting them, I did interview them. I had an interview process where, I'm trying to figure out, how are you in business? Do you work it under pressure? The questions that, you genuinely ask. And I vetted them in that way. And if, I have my mom as well, because she's like intuition queen. So she would be like, I like this person, or I'm not so sure about this person, even though they were smiling. So I vetted them. The thing is, I never realized people also sell themselves in interview processes. And through situations in life, you get to really see, okay, you're not really a hardworking person. You're just here to collect a check.
Mm-hmm.
Or you work good when you feel good, but when you don't feel good, it shows through your work. Or, hey, time, what's going on? After a while, you got comfortable and now you're not showing up. So all these things is things that I had to deal with while running the shop, while making sure rent was paid from the other girls, while running my hair business online, while doing hair. I was putting on so many hats that I didn't even get to give my employees the enough time to even nurture them the right way I should have, and it reflected backwards. And I'm not gonna lie, that experience again was costly because I'm still paying them for their services, their hours, their time, but it's like I'm losing, and I don't get that back. And so when I realized, I'm like, okay, Asia, I think you need some time to really sit down and learn how to be a boss in terms of hiring, firing, delegation. You did it good for yourself. Of course, you listen to yourself, but you're talking about someone else.
Right.
And how can you make them see through your lens? And I couldn't do that while still having them there. So I had a lot of revolving doors of employees where I had to let them go. And there was points where I'm like, wait, if I fire them, would I find someone in time? My business still needs to be ran. So I just kept them there and just made it like, you know what? Just stay, because I really don't have no other options. And I think they knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And that
they start milking that.
They start milking it. They figure, oh yeah, she don't got nobody. You need me. And then it's kind of switches like, are you the boss? Right. And so having that experience, I'm not gonna lie, was one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, I can't do both at the same time. I think it's time I step back. So I had to let everyone go at a point. It was very lonely. A lot of the work they were doing now fell right back onto my lap. But I did realize something, and I'm going to be very vulnerable. When I had those employees, I think I just threw my whole business into their lap, and I'm like, just take the load off my shoulder and just do the work. I didn't really tell them what to do, though.
Right.
I just said, just do it, and that backfired. Because I'm like, oh my gosh.
They can only do what they know.
Right. And some of them have too much information. So it's like, what are they doing with all that information? And again, things that I've learned while having a salon. It was my first one. And I realized, like, it's time to let go of the shop, because it was just so costly in every angle. And it also was my sanity that was being costed. Is that a word? I'm sorry. I feel like I said the right thing, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it costed my sanity as well. Yeah. It's not tangible money, but time is something you can't get back.
Expensive.
Right. So when I realized, like, okay, I'm not too happy. I love the shop. I love the vibes. I love that I can meet people. But I shouldn't be the one being drained at the end of every day and still having to pay to stay alive.
Right.
So that was like my aha moment. It was very, how to say this? It was hard. I'm not going to lie, because I have a problem with letting go. I think this is just something I'm learning. And my shop was my baby. It was like, oh my God, why would I opened the shop publicly. Everyone knows about this. Are people going to talk about me? Are they going to say I failed? It was all these moments where I'm like, okay, but in all of that, I'm still paying rent. I'm still in the shop. I think there was a point where I was by myself in such a big place, and I'm like, I got to go. I got to let this place go. And so I made that harsh decision to close down.
Did you do it publicly, or did you do it in private?
I actually did it in private. This is actually one of the first moments where I'm like saying it in public, but I'm actually in the process of posting it soon, because I also want to heal. because I feel like it was just a lot of noise. And I wanted to be in my own bubble to silence it instead of announcing yet again, hey guys, I want you a part of this part of my journey. I'm like, nah, I'm going to keep this to myself until I'm ready to say it. And it's no one's business.
Exactly.
You know, I don't think I owe it to anyone, but I had gotten caught up in the whole post every part of your life kind of momentum. And so I took it upon myself to not mention it at all. But you know, I continue my life and I started doing things, but I think it's time that I mention it because I also want to help someone else not, you know, get a shop before getting the workers.
Yeah.
I think you should get the workers, the structure, and then the shop. You know, it's like having a restaurant with no chefs, and then now you're like, hey guys,
trying
I need
to figure it out.
The food.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Definitely don't want to go into any business just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
Like, create some structure, because like you said, you wore many hats, right?
Yeah.
So if you take the time out to sit down and write down each hat, write down what each hat does, now you can actually delegate tasks to those hats.
Correct.
You can hire properly in those hats. Like, because now you're not, oh, he said he could do this. Okay, that's cool. They said that. And then it's like I said, they only know what they know. Like, if you can't tell them, hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z, they're not going to know. No. And then by the time you have 10 employees all trying to, well, what was X, Y, Z? You over here
in La La Land.
Your brain is fried.
Like. Right. And it took for me to lose the shop or just let it go to say, okay, I need a system. Mm-hmm. I won't make this happen again. What can I do to never make this happen again? It's the writing it down, finding the person's fit, the hat. And that's when it led to outsourcing. And I feel like everyone, I hope this is a tip and a gem for everyone. I don't think anyone in this world, I don't even care if you don't have a business, outsource things you don't want to do.
Yep.
If I don't want to be on Instagram answering 1,000 DMs a day, somebody got to do it.
Yep.
But it don't got to be me.
Yep.
And that's when I realized I got to take up that hustler mindset and put on my corporate mindset where it's like, no, we need people to get these things done so we can all make it work. Yep. Or else you're going to burn out.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, burnout is something that...
Yeah, burnout is a conversation of its own.
We're just going to give a moment of silence to burnout.
No, for real.
Because,
I don't know. No, for real, though. Yeah. Because burnout, I don't know if anyone... I want to explain this from an entrepreneurial hairstyles mindset. Imagine giving your all to everything, everyone, and then you lose it all so much to the point where you're in a blank space where everything is just black and white. And you're tired all the time, and your mind is tired, and the decisions you're making is tiring, and now you almost resent the thing you love that got you there in the first place.
The things you was praying for.
Burnout.
You hate it.
You sleep for 7 hours, you wake up tired. Burnout. And mental burnout is harder to get out of than physical, because you could go to the gym, feel good again because you were tired, but if your mind is tired, girl.
The thing, burnout for me, like I experienced it in both businesses, but in Salva it was worse. Like I literally took a whole year off from sewing.
No.
And it was just like I didn't even want to. If I didn't have to get dressed in the morning, I didn't want to see fabric. I didn't want to talk about fabric. I didn't.
I know, which is crazy, right? Because like you said, that was your purpose.
Exactly.
Out of the problem that you had, and that was me with hair. I'm like, I don't want to do hair. That kind of led me back into I Miss Music, something that had nothing to do with hair. And that's when I was like, yeah, it's time to just stop for a moment and rest.
See, I was just about to say, taking a break. Because when you're always on go, and that's the thing with having a salon, having a physical brick and mortar store, that a lot of entrepreneurs, at least in my experience, I have not seen too many people talk about what is really like owning the shop. Like, having a shop is no easy task. Like, that is a business within itself.
It is.
Because not only are you have to make sure your contracts is
solid.
Okay. Then you also have all this extra overhead on top of your original inventory. That's but now you have if you have employees, you have payroll. You have insurance that you have to cover. You have I'm like, hold on.
The list is so long to the point where that deserves an episode of its own.
Exactly.
And can y'all believe that these are things I'm learning as I'm running the store?
Exactly.
So it's like, as soon as I think I accomplished something, the law comes in, workers' comp knocking on my door, like, did someone fall? I'm like, oh my God, workers' comp is real. Like, I had to make sure those papers were in order. And remember, I got the shop, guys, off of impulse. I saw a place that was for rent, and I said, I got the money, let's go. Sign the papers in minutes. I did not think about it. My mom was like, Asia, are you sure? I'm an impulsive girl. If I feel like, no, I want that, I don't think twice about it. And that's something I'm learning because I feel like we all kind of do impulsive decisions sometimes. But yeah, that was my consequence. Like, I feel like God was like, you know what? You want the shop?
And you realize, like, when you're making money, right? Especially for us entrepreneurs, that's like, okay, we see a spike in our business. Now we feel like because of this spike, we have to
do everything,
upgrade.
Right?
Yeah, like, everything gotta upgrade. Yeah, like we have this idea that we have to upgrade with in our business, every season where we see an upgrade, we feel like we need to basically outdo the upgrade that we done received as a blessing. So a lot of us, we start getting money. Now all of a sudden we need a new car, we need a new apartment, we need a new wardrobe. We need to fit the idea of I'm in this tax bracket now. Yeah. And it's like, hold on, this is new money. Relax.
No, for real.
Sit in it for a second.
Enjoy it.
See it for a second. Yeah. And a lot of us, we go out and now all of a sudden we get stores. Yeah. Not even taking into real consideration on what the responsibility is on having that store. And that's something that you experience. Yeah. I mean, it's like, not only did you upgrade to an actual brick and mortar in Brooklyn at that, like that's no easy task, okay? Okay. But you also scaled the business. Mm-hmm. Now you have employees in the business. So it's like you took on
skyrocketed.
You took on so much at once. And so, we're not going to sit here and dwell on like that part, right? Like I want to know, where are you now? Like where's Asia now after the store? Mm-hmm. After, experiencing that what you experienced. What can you tell the people that know?
No, I love that question because I haven't gotten asked that in a while. No, for real. It's because I took a step back with the privacy and everything like that, and I feel like now that that's happened, it's actually made a year. I closed April 4th of 23, so I've had a year to really take it all in. So now I'm currently working in a salon. Funny enough, the salon I'm working in now was the same girl who helped me get the salon in the first place. So it's kind of cool how that kind of 360 back. And I'm like, hey, girl, I need a place to work. But I'm moving. Got my first property with my mom. Nice. So I'm able to do things outside of the salon where I'm like, family time again. I'm spending more time with my family, my friends. I'm finding myself again because, like you said, my business skyrocketed in every angle you could possibly think of in the most devastating time in the world, because remember, the world was shut down when all of this happened, meaning I was outside more than the average Joe, right? So there was a lot of moments like I don't know how to explain this, but my life went up and down, and I'm like, okay, now that I'm here at a very peaceful place, it's time to make decisions that's going to make sense in the long run, and not just because I'm impulsive and I'm excited. Right. So I'm into properties. I'm into investing in that. I'm going to be opening my own salon suite. So I did downsize, but I like it for me because my clientele is very exclusive. Yeah. And they love intimacy. And I feel like the room is perfect. Sometimes we think big and we think everything in our life needs to be big, but I think small is also perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make this space amazing. I'm gonna drop the tea a little bit because I feel like a lot of people are like, where's Asia going next? But I'm gonna turn my salon suite into a spa. Nice. Where you come and get your hair done, but you're gonna get a massage. Mm-hmm. You get to wear a robe. You get some wine. Like, we're gonna turn it into a vibey place. We're gonna play really good music, like alternative R&B, jazz, neo soul. Like, you're gonna feel like,
the senses.
We're gonna get into that, and I feel like it's a reflection of who I am today. I love being me, and I'm gonna make sure my music genre sense of me, because I feel like the genre of music you listen to says a lot about you.
Yes, it does.
Having that room where you are, whatever stress you had behind the door, when you walk through this door, not only are you getting your hair done, but you're gonna have an experience. Yes. So I feel like that's good, because not only are my prices really high, it's gonna be worth every dime.
Is it high though?
Compared to other people.
For what you are, for the experience that you're giving.
Yeah.
It's like, is it expensive?
No, because my clients love it. They love the way they feel. And so just adding that, the role, all these things that no one really asks for is actually a plus.
Exactly.
It might even make me worth more. And so that's where I am now. That's the goal I'm getting in. And then, of course, my academy. So if you need help running a hair business, if you need help, marketing, because a lot of people are like, Asia, you know how to market. I'm like, come on down. Come to my office. Because my suite is actually going to be an office space where you can actually come in and sit and chat with me as well, too. So it's like a 2-in-1 special. Very vibey. I hope y'all all invited. Okay? No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that's where I am now. For real. I feel like I downsized, but I'm perfectly fine with the size I'm in now. I'm not thinking big and everything is, like you said, I think you mentioned unrealistic or like overdoing the skyrocketing of your business, if that makes sense. Like,
upgrading the upgrade?
Thank you. Like, taking your upgrade a little too far. Yeah. I'm out of that mindset.
Because it's almost like taking your 1-year goal to your 10-year goal. And basically, it's like, whoa, okay.
Basically.
Hold on.
So I actually slow pace myself. Everything makes sense for the time it is. And if it's a season for that, I'm going to do it. If it's not, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And if it's a season of doing absolutely nothing, I'm going to do that too.
Right. So I have one last question as we wrap up, right? Who is Asia without the accolades?
Ooh, you breaking me down. Hey, you stripping me. Love it though. Asia without the accolades. Whew. I think without any business at all, I'm just a fun, quirky, adventure-filled. Like, I love trying new things. I love, like I said, I'm a creative. I love listening to music. I love chilling. Like, these are things I do that have nothing to do with hair. I love family time. I love friends and being in rooms with different people. I don't know. I feel like I'm just my creative self without the profit. And this is something I want to mention. Not everything you're good at needs to be capitalized. I think this is something I'm learning, where just because I'm good at it don't mean it needs to be another business.
Yes.
And that's where I'm like, okay, I'm good at doing pottery. Let me go start selling pottery. No. Let me just enjoy the fact that I like to do pottery. Boom. Right. Or I'm really good at dressing up. Let me go dress up for absolutely no reason. So this is Asia without the business. Like, I'm just a girl. I like getting my hair done. I like looking cute for absolutely no reason. And I'm also celebrating my small wins. I want to end it off with this. Every time I get a new follower or my class, the amount of girls are in there, I actually go to BJ's, buy me a cake, put a little 20, 30, maybe 5, and I celebrate it. Nice. Because I feel like after we graduated from school, we no longer celebrate ourselves.
As adults, I think we became our celebration be like, oh, let's go grab a drink. And it's like, I don't want to be drunk.
No, I like to be at home, have my little cake, my mom chairs, take pictures, and I enjoy that a lot.
That's nice. Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, we have one more celebration for you.
Okay.
And I believe that as entrepreneurs and as hardworking as we are, we deserve our flowers. Yes, so I would love to give you your flowers before we close off.
Okay. I feel mushy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, but this is exactly what I'm talking about with small wins. Like, today I was like, thank God for this opportunity. Like, I was so excited because I'm like, I don't get the chance to really just be Asia for a moment, and this is allowing me to align with my mind. So I thank you for this.
You're welcome. And one last thing. Yeah. We have chosen a song that was specifically for this episode for you and for you to listen. So we're just going to run that before we close off.
Oh yes, I'm alive. Oh, it's amazing how we made it through the storm and the crossfire. We can survive. Oh, though many things get in the way, we'll make it out alright. Just look at the light. The tunnel won't be much long. It only makes us strong.
as we wrap up, I want to say thank you for even taking the time out of your day to come sit at the pod with us and have this conversation. I look forward to having you back. And we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do. It's not enough for just one episode.
Okay.
But I'm so happy that you gave me this opportunity to do this. I feel like this is important. I think it's finally going to shine a light on something other than, you're doing hair, you're doing this, or more so like, I just want to hear what she has to say all those years. So I thank you for this. Can't wait for the next one.